For your practice today, you have 4 number stories. I am going to help you with the first 2, and then you are going to try to do it by yourself the next 2. So this slide, I will help you, and then you're going to go ahead and do the next 2 by yourself. So first of all, as we look at number stories, there are different diagrams that you could use. You could use this kind of diagram. You could use this kind of diagram, or you could use this kind of diagram to help you as you solve your problems. As we go through these, I would tell you which one I think I would use for them. There's many ways to solve problems, so you do what you think is best for you. First of all, let's go to the first one. First of all, remember what I said earlier about our answer making sense? They really want us to tell them why our answer makes sense. So I want you to think about that as we go through this. Cleo has $37. Then Jillian returned $9 that she borrowed. So she gave back some money to her. How much money does she have now? Now the clue word is how much does she have now after her friend gave her $9. So what we're going to do is I would say we're going to add. We're going to say 37, and I'm going to try to type this right up here. It's not always easy to type this, so just bear with me. So we've got 37 plus 9 equals, we don't know. We're going to use a question mark because we don't know what it is. That's what we're trying to figure out. 37 plus 9 equals what? You could also think of this diagram. The total we don't know is question mark. Part 1 is 37, part 2 is 9, but we don't know the total. So that's what we're trying to find out. And it is okay to go up and down, and I always like to do that. It's easier for me to go up and down. So I'm going to write up and down. I'm going to go 37 plus 9. Now remember, 9 is in the 1, so you put it right under the 7. 9 plus 7 is 16. You carry the 1, put the 6 down here. 3 plus 1 is 4. Now let's think about this. She had $37 and her friend gave her 9. Would she have more money or less money if her friend gave her 9? She would have more money, right, than 37. So is 46 more than 37? Yes, it is. So my answer makes sense. If her friend gave her $9 and then she ended up with $17, that wouldn't make sense. So our answer to our question, here's my dollar sign, $46. How do you know your answer makes sense? I know that my answer makes sense because 46 is more, and I'm going to type this out. I think it's going to be easier for me. 46 is more than 37. And her friend gave her money. So the answer should be more than what she started with. So this makes it make sense. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Audrey had 61 in her bank account. She took out $48. She took out, she didn't add, she took out $48. How much is left in her account? I always like to look for clue words, and when you hear the word how many is left, that is a clue word. That is a subtraction. So our number model is going to be over here. I'm going to try to type it in here. 61 minus 48 equals, we don't know. That's what we got to figure out. And so as we look at the diagrams up here, I would think, okay, I started with what? I started with 61, and I now have, let's see, 61, and I took out 48. So I started with 61, I took out 48. What do I end up with? I would probably use this one right here. So I am going to subtract, and again, I like to go up and down, and we got to think about this. If she took out $48, would she have more than 61 then, or less than 61? If she had 61 in her bank account and she took out 48, would she have 90 left? No. It should be less than 61. Our answer would make sense if it is less than 61 because she took money out. So we're subtracting from 61. So our answer should be less than 61. So let's see if we can figure this out. Here I go. We're going to go 61 minus 48. It's very hard to draw on this, just to let you know, with a cursor. And again, we cannot take 8 away from 1. So we're going to have to go to this neighbor and borrow. And that's going to become a 5. And we're going to bring the 1 over. And this has become 11 now. So 11 minus 8 is 3. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now, is 13 less than 61? Yes, it is. So I think it might make sense. Let's just do a little check. Let's see what happens if we do 48 plus 13. It should end up with what she started with. So here we go. 8, 9, 10, 11. Carry the 1 down here. 4, 5, 6, 61. And look at that. That is exactly what she started with. So $13 is the answer to this question. 13. Now you could write dollars over here, but we're just putting the dollar sign so we don't have to write it. Now, how do we know that our answer makes sense? Our answer makes sense because it is less than 61. If she took out money from 61, then it would be less than 61. And $13, 13 is less, oh, I'm going to type it out because this is really crazy to try to, so I'm going to type it. Hold on. Oh, come down here. Down here. Okay. 13 is less than 61. She took money out so it should be less. So there we go. That's why our answer makes sense. So as you go and do the next two, think about, does your answer make sense? And go ahead and do the next two by yourself.